You were not a Marvel fan. You weren't a comic
No,
fan,
really, no,
se.
I wasn't. You know, I was, as a child, I was more into football, you know, and so I knew who Stan Lee was, but it wasn't a genre that I knew. And actually, I've really, I myself have fallen in love with it because it brings out, Stan Lee's very good at recognising the child in all of us, however old we are. You know, that childish instinct of wanting there to be a battle between good and evil, you know, wanting someone to kind of, you know, lead a thrilling, dangerous kind of life, but end on the side of right. And it's something that I've really got involved and got to love. And, you know, the response has been just extraordinary. I mean, people really, as much as anything I've ever done, people are just stopping. And like where we are here now, in the first series, we filmed just going up there in a speedboat going up there, you know, at 3 in the morning, going crashing through the Thames Bar. We filmed all over the city. It's been fabulous. But, you know, what an opportunity. I mean, to be playing, you know, what is essentially kind of a superhero at the age of whatever I am from Northern Ireland. It's quite unusual.
Are you the first Northern
Irish superhero? Yeah, well, I think Liam Neeson will always be the Northern Irish superhero. But no, it's a treat, and I love that Stan has really embraced that where I come from, where he comes from, where traditionally his characters are set, but he's really embraced the kind of the odd collision of me with that genre.
But the timing sounds lucky, I mean, which is perfect. And then you didn't have a bracelet on, that you'd finished doing The Missing, which was very, very heavy, and then you get this, which must have been really quite a brain clearer.
No, it was great, actually. Oh, that's terrible. My phone's ringing.
Is it? Who is it? Who is it?
You've got to
who
tell us
is
who
it? You have to tell us.
That's the
It
role.
says it's someone from Leeds. I don't know who that is. I think it's one of those PPIs. I must tell you, my daughter, one time, recently I phoned their mum's house, and the signal wasn't working on her mobile, so I rang the landline, and my daughter Peggy answered it, and I said hi, and she said, "Oh God, sometimes I wish it was PPI." Very nice of her.
That's not very nice.
Funny, yeah. Yeah, so no, after The Missing, you know, that was... Because usually I've worked fairly consistently. I've been very lucky in that respect. But I needed a bit of a break after that. And this just kind of came up, and it was lovely to be able to throw myself into what I thought was going to be quite a light, you know, easy sort of shoot. As it's turned out, the only way you can make these fantasy stories really work is to play them truthfully. And so it's been quite... involving.
So if you did have the bracelet just for a day, and I'm sure you've been asked this before, where would your lucky thing be? What would you want?
I'd be scoring a hat-trick for Manchester United.
We do.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah, that would be the one.
And there'd be bad luck.
Obviously, I'd sort out world peace.
Obviously.
Clearly.
We can't let you go without talking about coffee, obviously. And I know that when we've been speaking for years on here going, is it coming back? When's it coming back? And we were all so delighted when it did. And it must have been a huge relief for all of you taking part because it was so successful.
Well, there was a bit of pressure on it, I suppose. You know, we'd resisted it in a sense. Well, it's nice to see those characters still mean something to people who took it before, but also a huge audience that came to it for the first time, which is nice. I mean, it shows that those shows are still popular, that we still want to know about people's lives that kind of relate to our own.
Yes, and we're going to have to be very careful whenever we hang out with you ever again.
Oh,
because
the last time we saw you...
You nearly tattooed us.
No, you were looking for a tattoo.
This was after the NTAs.
By a professional tattooist.
And you said, look at my wife in the background with her...
Fear in her eyes.
She's terrified that you're actually going to carry it out. You said, I will tattoo you.
Well, I think I said a tattoo Holly, to tell you the truth. Yeah, well, I'm glad it ended peacefully.
It did, it did.
And, thanks very much indeed, but you've spelt it wrong.